joins me once again with something that takes me back to my childhood. Honeysuckle. But this is a very unique collection. This wasn't growing in my backyard. This is a fragrant purple Himalayan honeysuckle collection. And it has a lot of great features. If you love bird watching, this is the plant you want to grow in your yard because it will attract all of the little blue jays and robins. They're going to come around because they're going to want to eat the berries that grow off of this plant. And we have it today, but we are getting limited. We started the season with about 4,500 of our honeysuckle and less than 1,200 remain. All right, so Devin, I was saying this reminds me when I was a kid, there was like wild honeysuckle growing, and we'd pick the little flowers and suck the little honeysuckle, and it was just something cute to do. And it's like now I can actually grow a really kind of exotic variety.
This is unlike any other honeysuckle that you've ever seen, you know. So if you guys are at home and you hear honeysuckle, you think boring, what? Don't touch the dial. This isn't like your average honeysuckle. This is completely different. It's more like Mother Nature decided to mix the very best fragrant butterfly bush with the best honeysuckle, and what she created was this dramatic flowering shrub that is truly incredible because, as you can see, it has this gorgeous bright chartreuse green foliage, and then they produce these amazing long 4-inch pendulums that are purple and that open to white flowers. And these are going to flower from July to September every single year, and they have that gorgeous, intoxicating honeysuckle fragrance. Oh,
I love the look.
Yeah, I know.
It almost reminds me like weeping willow, the way it drapes and falls.
I know, it's truly elegant. It's unlike any other honeysuckle. You can see there, these white flowers are gonna bloom starting in July this year. They're gonna bloom to September. But then when the flowers are done, they actually produce little berries that are even edible. They taste kind of like a coffee berry, actually. And the birds love them. So if you like to watch bird watching, this is a plant for you.
And then we can feed our little feathered friends.
I know.
Help them out when the winter comes. Now, when it arrives, let's show everybody exactly what we're going to receive, because this is a 3-piece collection that you're going to receive for $31.16. Shipping and handling is included. This is what arrives.
These grow so quickly. You can see this has withheld an entire winter, and for that reason it has a really strong root system that is ready for this plant to start growing. And these plants are going to grow about 5 feet tall and about 5 feet wide the first season. That's why this...
From this?
Yeah.
Oh my word.
It's not a typical honeysuckle vine. It's a flowering shrub that covers 5 feet tall and 5 feet wide.
Because the traditional honeysuckle vines up.
Right. So this is more of a problem solver around the home. If you have any areas around the house, maybe the side of your house that needs a new paint job, or a fence that's falling apart, an electrical box. Yes, cover them up. An old electrical box or a pool pump. Plant these there. These will cover them that first season, and they will be looking beautiful. You know, eyesores will now be the most beautiful areas around the home, and they're so easy to grow.
Well, this collection, very popular, M29294. We're a bit limited in what we have remaining for the season on our honeysuckle collection.
Did you smell it yet? Have you taken a nice whiff of it? You can just pretty much smell anywhere. It has that wonderful honeysuckle fragrance.
I love honeysuckle. Like I said, it just reminds me of when I was a kid, and this one is so exotic looking and different and unique. And to bring that honeysuckle with the berries, I do like, you know, I wouldn't say that I am a bird watcher, but when I see a pretty bird,
birds
of
out
course.
in your yard.
And I get excited when I see them.
Every year, and it's just such a phenomenal plant because growing about 5 feet tall and about 5 feet wide as a flowering shrub. There's not many shrubs out there that flower.
Okay, but looking at this photo, what do I need to do to achieve that look? Well, how do I need to maintain this?
You need to plant it in the ground, give it some water, and let Mother Nature do the rest.
Okay.
And then in the springtime, you can actually cut it back in the springtime. Don't worry about cutting it back in the fall because you want to let the berries remain and feed the birds. And then you're going to get flowers like this that smell like that rich honeysuckle that everyone, you know, it's like everyone's childhood, that honeysuckle fragrance. From July to September on these wonderful deep purple chartreuse umbels set against that bright green foliage. There's nothing ordinary about this honeysuckle.
It almost reminds me, like from a distance, like grapes.
I know, they kind of look like, you know,
grape
flowing
clusters.
grapes. Exactly, but then they produce flowers that are so fragrant.
Well, this will work in what type of climate or temperatures?
You know, these are winter hardy, down to about -15 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
So plant them right in the ground, or if you want to plant them in a container, because
works.
maybe you want to, you know, jazz up your patio, or plant them in the ground alongside your fence that might be decaying a little bit. You just turn that old fence into the most beautiful area around the home.
Well, that's exciting because I remember honeysuckle when I lived in the South.
Yeah.
And after coming up to the Northeast, I don't find that I smell or see the honeysuckle like
because
I did.
a lot of times honeysuckle vines can be invasive. This is not like that. This is
Because it's not
completely
even a
different.
vine.
Yeah, this comes from the Himalayan mountains. That's why it's so rare and always in such limited quantities. And so we're really happy to be able to bring this to you guys because this is truly a problem solver around the home.
Pretty,
Gorgeous.
fragrant.
Yes.
It attracts the birds, and this is, I think, a great way to add a unique look to your home and your garden. And you mentioned the camouflage.
Right.
Whether it's that little mini gas tank or propane tank in your backyard, as you said, the electrical box or post, or just a fence that has seen better days.
Right.
This is a way to kind of cover it up naturally.
And these two plants, you know, these two plants will grow into this representation of what you will have in the first season. So these will grow into something that looks like this first season.
Nice.
It grows so quickly and so easily without, you know, hardly any maintenance. Just give it some water, fertilizer once a month, and it's no problem. Mother Nature loves this plant and is going to make sure you love it too.
Purple Himalayan honeysuckle.